Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets, the place where we go beyond the headlines and look at what really happened behind your favorite celebrity moments. If you enjoy deep dive stories like this, please like the video, subscribe, and tap the join button to support more content. Now, let's get into today's feature: how Alina Bose and Alp Navruz took their private relationship public, why the internet melted down in minutes, and what role Ika, Alp's ex, truly played. 1. The post that broke the timeline. It happened on a bright Sunday afternoon, no red carpet, no brand logo, no magazine exclusive. It's just a square photo. Alina in a white tee and messy bun, Alp in a sun-bleached denim shirt, both laughing mid-blink on a windswept pier. The caption on both accounts was identical and disarmingly simple. Here we are. Then 10 minutes, the combined like count crossed 1 million. Within an hour, hashtag Alina, ALP, and hashtag Here We Are were trending across Turkey and spilling into fan communities from Spain to Chile. What looked casual was, according to insiders, carefully considered. The pair had rehearsed silence for months, declining joint interviews and calibrating public distance, so their projects could breathe without constant ship wars. But when a production break finally aligned with their family's schedules, they chose to own the story on their terms. No filters, no clickbait, just two people admitting what everyone already suspected. 2. From rumors to reality, a quiet timeline. Whispers began on set last year when Alina and Alp shot a commercial in Cappadocia. Crew members remember the two swapping playlists between takes, calibrating moods for different scenes. Then came the festival circuit, matching black suits and velvet gowns at separate step and repeats. Never side by side, but always within the same frame of the internet's attention. By winter, sharp-eyed fans noticed the same vintage book appearing in both their Instagram stories as slim poetry collection, dog-geared on nearly identical pages. Still, nothing definitive. Friends say the turning point wasn't a glam night, it was a rainy Tuesday grocery run. Alp bumped into Alina near the herbal tea aisle. He offered to carry her bags. She joked he could pay for the lemons if his last drama soundtrack ever left her head. They wound up in the cafe next door, speaking until closing time about scripts. Insomnia, why real life rarely allows the slow burn that films glamorize. The simplest moments they'd later tell close friends were the ones that made everything else inevitable. 3. The ICA question, Elise or Grace. Within minutes of the announcement, gossip pages pushed an old narrative. Ika will be furious. Here's what actually happened. People close to both parties say Ika was among the first to know. Weeks before the post, Alp reached out to her, determined not to let a headline deliver the news. The conversation, by all accounts, was honest and calm. They had been over for some time. Lives had moved on. Respect remained. When the post went live, Ika didn't subtweet, didn't unfollow, didn't feed the fire. Instead, she texted a simple congratulations. Later, at a private dinner with friends, she reportedly said the healthiest thing anyone could say in that moment. A finished chapter is still part of your book. But you don't rewrite it. The tabloids wanted a feud. They got maturity. And yes, she asked people around her not to weaponize her name against Alina and Alp. That boundary setting did more to settle the fandom than any PR statement could. 4. The internet's 3 reactions. The shippers, they celebrated with edits in soft pastels and lyric overlays, digging up every micro gesture the actors had ever shared on camera, lingering glances during table reads. Mirrored smiles in blooper reels, synchronized applause at an awards night. Within 24 hours, fan videos had amassed millions of views. The skeptics, they questioned the timing. Is this promo for a joint project? Is it to bury another headline? But as days passed without a brand rollout or a teaser, even skeptics conceded this was personal, not strategic. The Guardians, a newer, louder community, emerged, asking for boundaries: no home stalking, no speculative family commentary, no dragging of past partners. Their hashtag let them breathe, started trending next to celebration tags, a rare moment of internet self-regulation. 5. Behind the scenes, how they kept it private. Keeping love private in a public industry requires systems. According to an assistant who occasionally coordinates their schedules, Alina and Alp employed a 3-rule protocol. Separate work. No shared trailers. No off-camera selfies from set. No surprise visits that could trigger rumors or create tension with crews. Rotating friend circles. Group hangouts rather than one-on-ones in public spaces. So no single sighting could build a pattern. A no-comment pact. If asked, pivot to craft scripts, rehearsals, influences, and exit politely. Ironically, the discipline didn't kill romance, it preserved it. Free from the pressure to perform intimacy for strangers, they could nurture the real thing. 6. What their announcement changes career edition. Going public doesn't just invite congratulations, it triggers spreadsheets. That means brand deals, recalibrating campaign concepts, producers updating crisis plans, and publicists rewriting Q&A cues. Expect 2 diverging strategies to appear in the coming months. The Together strategy. Limited, tasteful joint campaigns focused on causes rather than commodity think, literacy, climate, or children's health. The goal is to show shared values, not monetize every kiss. The Apart strategy. Strong, separate lead roles to avoid typecasting as the couple. Showrunners want Alina and Alp in different genres. Maybe she anchors a psychological drama while he takes a historical epic. So the public sees versatility, not dependency. The smartest move would be a long game. Parallel careers now, a thoughtfully chosen co-lead project later. Perhaps under a female director to reshape the usual on-screen romance template. 7. The ICA effect, a broader cultural note. Why did ICA's response matter so much? Because Turkish tabloid culture often thrives on duels. Old versus new, ex versus current. Good girl versus bad girl. By refusing to stage a public battle, ICA reset the tone. That shift has ripple effects. Young fans watching this unfold are learning that breakups don't require scorched earth. And that dignity travels farther than clapbacks. In a media ecosystem that profits from conflict, quiet grace is a revolutionary act. 8. The first public outing, subtle and symbolic. A few days after the Instagram posts, Alina and Alp attended a gallery opening to support a mutual friend. No staged red carpet. They arrived separately, toured the exhibit with different groups, and ended up at the same installation, a sculpture of 2 intertwined willow branches. A photographer, keeping a respectful distance, captured the only image that mattered. Both of them looking at art, not the camera. A relationship announced without a press conference, continued without a spectacle. 9. Philanthropy over publicity. Rather than cash in on overnight brand offers, Alina and Alp reportedly asked their teams to channel the wave of attention into something useful. Sources say they're organizing a scholarship fund for conservatory students who can't afford tuition or city rent. It's a working title. The Here We Are Fund, a nod to the caption that started it all, but also to every young artist waiting to be seen. 10. What comes next? 3 plausible paths. Low-key continuation. They post sparingly hands, coffee mugs. Cities viewed from hotel windows, letting projects speak louder than private life. Measured transparency. A single joint interview later in the year. Controlled setting, focusing on how they balance craft and love without trading intimacy for clicks. Creative collaboration. A co-lead film 2 years from now, mature. Layered, the opposite of formula. If they choose this, it will be because the script deserves them, not because the market demands them. Whichever path they choose, the key is ownership. They started the conversation on their terms. They can end it the same way. 11. Final thoughts, what we learned. From the simple caption to the absence of drama, this story isn't just about a couple going public. It's about the possibility of rewriting the playbook. Generosity instead of gossip. Privacy instead of performance. Collaboration instead of competition. Alina Baz and Alp Navruz didn't stage a reveal. They set a tone. And Ika, by choosing grace, help that tone carry. So, what do you think? Should they keep sharing small glimpses or return to total privacy? Would you rather see them co-star soon or protect the magic by staying in separate projects for a while? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this breakdown gave you a clearer view beyond the noise, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a story from Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.